We've been kind of asking the other candidates if they've learned anything new from listening to their opponents that they think they should adopt those ideas.
Absolutely. What I say often is in this process is that you realize how much you don't know. And since I've never run for anything before, certainly listening to people who've worked for the state and who are in public office, you learn a few things about government. You learn a few things about policy. You don't always have to agree with them, but I've certainly learned a lot. And I have told Alan that I'm going to start stealing some of his one-liners.
Great. And what about Janice Arnold Jones' legislative experience?
Sure. I mean, I've learned some things from Janice. I mean, it's fairly detailed stuff, and I have a whole list of things that I need to learn more about. But that's part of the process.
So we've just talked about a contested primary.
Yep.
The Democrats are running an uncontested primary.
Right.
Do you think that discussions like this with multiple candidates make for a stronger general election candidate?
Absolutely. I mean, if you go through this process and you're hit with issues that you just don't know or you can't remember, I mean, it forces you to become a sharper candidate. Certainly forces you to learn more about the issues, and that's really what this is about. I mean, people are going to elect a governor who understands what's going on and have solutions.
What distinguishes you then from the other candidates on the stage tonight?
Well, let's see. I'm a small business person. I don't have a history of being involved in the Republican Party. I mean, I've been involved occasionally, but I've never been a party officer. I've never been elected. I've never worked for state government, although I did work for Pete Domenici's father. I'm the only one with young children, so I think I have a vested interest in fixing public education, and I think I can also relate to people who have young children. I'm a small business person. I made a payroll, every 2 weeks, and I think I'm the only real outsider in this race, and I think people are looking for that.
And you talked about that a little bit and kind of tried to draw some similarities with Gary Johnson, Gary Carruthers, and Dave Cargo.
Sure, and you know what? Those are the kinds of people we elect. We don't elect people who, I don't think we've ever elected someone who is a state employee. Well, that's actually not true. Gary Carruthers was a state employee because he was an economics professor. But we generally elect people who are not part of the status quo. And if this is a year where we're looking for candidates who are not part of the status quo, I'm that guy.